I now declare you spouses for life.
Now that is who's supposed to deliver us. Now, are you crazy? I like what Maya Angelou said. She said, when the people show you who they are, believe them.
Listen to the address, and I'm like, there's a lot of gaslighting going on here. It's
I told you, he's going to get sick and he's going to drop out. That's exactly what's going to happen, and they're going to replace him with somebody else, whether it be Kamala or Big Mike.
You know, Dr. Vader, I got to ask you a question. Are you a prophet?
No, I just see the writing on the wall. That's all there is.
Are you sure you don't get dreams and vision from the Lord? Because you've been right about a number of things. But here is just a little segment of that. There's no way you can sit through 10 minutes of this. This is like gaslighting after things. I mean, you're going to see what I'm talking about.
I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation.
If he's in the Oval Office, isn't it supposed that he has the Kofifi? Why is he in the Oval Office?
That's a good question. Maybe he's already feeling better.
How's that possible?
Isn't it 7 days to 10 days quarantine, something like that? So,
at the very least.
Okay, I got you.
This doesn't make sense.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't think about that.
Either this is a setup.
Yeah, it could be green screen too. You know, I don't know. But anyway,
and not to mention the fact that now he's got a spray tan just like Trump does. Look how he looks.
Yeah, he looks like he's been well taken care of before this one. Anyway,
George Washington showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. And we can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? In this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions.
Spit that out right.
Because I know you, the American people. And I know this. We are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always level with you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country is larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause cherish it so much. A cause of American democracy itself must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. And that time and place is now. Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president.
Yeah, swallow those lies harder.
All right, we got. That's enough.
You can hear him swallow those lies so hard.
Yeah, but he is running. Piers Morgan said it, and I couldn't find the video. He's good enough to run for the next 6 months to control the White House, but he's not good enough to run for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we have some serious contradiction here. It's either they really want him there because the people that are really behind the scene controlling him, because I really believe he's not the one in control, they want him there to just do whatever they want to do. Because if he's good enough to be in office right now, why isn't good enough for him to be elected to run for the presidency in 2025? Like, that makes no sense. Like, some serious contradiction here.
It is completely farcical that he is continuing to stumble on as the leader of the free world, the commander-in-chief of the United States. Nobody thinks he's that person. Everybody thinks that he's quit because he's simply not cognitively up to the job anymore. He knows that. So I don't think he's going to do what I suggest, but I think it would be the right thing to do. Incumbent President Joe Biden, but he said in a statement a few days ago, he's not able to even finish 4 months of a campaign to get re-election. And so his vice president has now been upped to the apparent nominee and is getting all the money, the donors, the celebrity backing, and so on and so on. And the world's looking at this going, well, who's running the country? Who's commander-in-chief? Who's got their finger on the nuclear button? Personally, and not to be disrespectful, given the state of Joe Biden right now, I wouldn't trust him to open my bag of chips.
Here is Kamala Harris, who has been endorsed by him.
I have no respect for him.
That's not Kamala Harris, by the way. She's just impersonating.
Yeah, Kamala Harris, who, pulls worse than Joe in every possible metric.
Yeah.
Well. I knew this day would come. I knew it would come, And I felt it in my ovaries. And I'll tell you something. I didn't think that sticking all those needles in that Biden doll would help, but here I am. Oh, say, can you see? Okay. By the dawn's early light.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
I can't take it anymore.
Oh my word. It's like nails across the chalkboard.
It's terrible. You know what's crazy though? I mean, this is a little side note. I'm not gonna go too deep into this. Black people are not for this though. I thought black people were gonna support Kamala in great numbers. That's not the case. Look at this.
Like I said, she's polling worse across every possible metric than Joe Biden was.
Yes, and they're calling
blacks, Latinos, everyone. Nobody likes her.
Yeah, but I think she's a means to an end, stepping stool, because they don't really want her, but because they really go with identity politics in the Democratic Party, so they can't skip over the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get a Garvin Newsom. You're going to be like, wait, she's the vice president. She should be the next person in line. And all you're doing this because you're racist. They're going to play the racist card. And I think they had
No, I think it's because after the assassination attempt, they all know that there's nobody that's going to be Donald Trump.
There's desperation going on there, too.
Nobody wants to run against him.
Yeah. Watch this.
They know it's a wrap.
Why did you drop out, Mr. President? Why did you drop out of the election? Was it a difficult decision to make?
Before y'all Democrats start trying to play the race card, I want y'all to understand this. Kamala is not black. Her kids is not black. Her husband is not black. She does not come from black culture. So don't tell me I got to support Kamala Harris because she black. The race pander from the Democratic Party got to stop. It's really that simple. Thank you for listening.
So y'all get in here. President Biden done dropped out of the race. He endorses Kamala Harris. Kamala have not done anything but laugh for the last 3.5 years. She ain't did nothing but laugh her way through the last 3.5 years. I mean, and the dialogue, the talks that she did do or have was so misconstrued, couldn't understand them. Most of the time, nobody knew what she was talking about. Y'all, come on. Is Kamala, is she the one? Is she who America wants to hold nuclear codes?
Now, why should you be offended? You would think, oh, yeah, we black.
The truth is, black people are not that stupid after all. I just want to say this. Even black Democrats, they actually can think when, you give them the opportunity to do so.
Oh, no. I mean, most people can, and they can see that,
Oh, my goodness.
You're putting up an idiot.
Yeah. I like to say black people are monolithic, but I think that's changing tremendously. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I love the takes.
Quick side note: if you have the video playing, you gotta
mute myself.
Mute yourself, yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll do.
Wants to hold nuclear codes.
Now, why should you be offended? You would think, oh, well, yeah, we black people, we supposed to support our black folk. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me explain something to you. You should be offended beyond rapport because of the fact that somebody is willing to put someone in a seat for their color, even when they're not qualified to do a favor for you. Let me explain to you how the last 4 years have went. Up 3, coming into this 4. Let me explain something to you. So for the first three years, Kamala has not cared about the black community, okay? Kamala and Biden have been doing everything in their power to support illegal immigrants.
Man, if you love black people, if you love black women, you would not want Kamala Harris to stand for president of the United States, If you love black women and support black women, you wouldn't want Kamala Harris to serve as president of the United States.
Ain't nobody voting for Kamala Harris, y'all. I don't know why y'all keep saying vote for Kamala Harris. It's not happening. She would never step foot as the president ever in her life. And for black people to vote for the Democratic Party, regardless of how you put it, is stupid. Y'all don't know the history of the Democratic Party. They've never been for black people ever.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, I mean, I'm gonna give you guys this channel for those of you. I'm sure many of you who watch him, but I'm taking some of these clips from Black conservative perspective. But listen to this girl. This is the person I wanted to listen to. Boy, you think you heard some stuff? Wait till you see what she does.
All actively forgoed a primary process, and they were telling us that Joe was ready to go. Even though you and I both knew that Joe probably hasn't known what day it is since about 2022. And now we're expected to support Kamala Harris, who, mind you, is not only a member of his administration, so an active participant in what is going on in Gaza, but she's also a cop, a prosecutor who ruined a lot of black families in California. She was actually so unpopular in her home state that she had to drop out of the 2020 race prior to the voting because she kept coming in 5th place in all the polls. So, no, I will not be supporting Kamala Harris. I don't care how much they black girl magic her over the next couple of months. I will not be supporting Kamala Harris, and you shouldn't either. Democratic nominees are voted for. They debate. They actually go through a real primary process. Kamala Harris did not do that. Joe Biden didn't even do that. And I want to be very clear that when Donald Trump wins in November, that it is because of the fact that the Democratic Party, the DNC, and the DCCC have decided to forgo democracy because they do not actually care about upholding democracy. Anyway, vote for Jill Stein.
Wow. That video warms my heart. It really does. It's the best video I've seen all day.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I don't think anybody was ready for this. I put a link in the description for his.
Honestly, I think this is the biggest wake-up rally call to the black community that I have ever seen. Is them trying to push Kamala Harris on them.
Oh yeah, they are mad. They don't like it. Well, he's going to encapsulate everything. This is Bishop Wooden.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Let's go to church.
Let's go to church. He doesn't play.
Nope.
I get a witness. Don't you let him. Because you see, these people have an agenda. And their agenda, one of the things is to get rid of the church. To get rid of the church. To have abortion on demand. To the promotion of all things LGBTQ. You know, Kamala Harris, she's running for the vice presidency. I call her Miss Lock Up a Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might well go into jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala. However I should pronounce it, you did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff. And she boasted in California that she was one of the first. I got the tape cued, but my time's up to date. One of the first I showed you Thursday night to perform a same-sex marriage. Y'all want to see it? You want to see it? Let it rip.
Let the rings exchanged and the vows declared symbolize your commitment, sincerity, and affection.
Yeah.
And may your love never falter.
May your love never falter.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the state of California, I now declare you spouses for life.
Cut. Now that is who's supposed to deliver us. Now, are you crazy? I like what Maya Angelou says. She said, when the people show you who they are, believe them. That's Kamala. And let me tell you, anybody who's trying to turn America into Sodom and Gomorrah is not good for the nation. She's not good for the state. And she ain't good for black folk.
Amen.
We need husbands and wives. We need fathers. We need mothers. Men born male, women born female. We need real people. Wow! Somebody shout something to God.
And there you have it, y'all. That's the one good thing about standing on truth. See, you can't just stand on business. You can't just stand 10 toes down. You got to stand on truth, because the truth will last forever. And because Bishop Wooden spoke truth in 2020, here we are in 2024. And boy, those words still ring true today as we prepare to defeat Kamala Harris at the ballot box. Fair and square at the ballot box.
Yeah, that felt so good to listen to. That was epic roast. Goodness.
Like, you could see the writing all over the wall. I mean, it was just everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know, I want to speak to black people. Listen, you cannot be this gullible. I was on Facebook the other day. This person put a post saying, I stand with her. And they put a picture of Martin Luther King, Obama, and Kamala Harris. I'm like, yo, you cannot be this gullible. It's black people. Seriously, like, you're gonna let the Democrats play with your mind like that? They're disrespecting you. They didn't have a primary, so that means they didn't even value your vote and your opinion about their selection. They knew Biden was not doing good. Since 2021, it was very obvious something was wrong. They lied to you about it for 2-something years until the debate happened. Now he's exposed. They can no longer lie to you anymore. And now they just kicked them out the door and they brought in Kamala. That was part of her. That was part of the plan. And now they want you to just get behind this woman who's been the border czar, who did nothing for black communities, which the open border hurts black families. We want to make it about black people. I want to make it about Americans. Obviously, I look at this, I'm part of a bigger picture. But if you want to focus on black things, what has the Biden administration and Kamala Harris been doing for black communities in reality? Nothing.
Zero, zip, nada.
You know, I think what we're really lacking in our country right now, let me pull this up. This is my man, Charles Spurgeon. I'm a Spurgeonite, so for those of you who don't know that, I love me, Charles Spurgeon. He said it this way, all right? Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. We lack discernment in our world. Here's the thing. Discernment is not simply telling the difference between what is right and wrong. Rather, it is the difference between right and almost right. So good. But here's the thing. That is lacking in today's culture. That is lacking when it comes to black community. We lack discernment. Like,
and share the
somebody can literally pee on your legs and tell you it's raining, and you believe that. The same Democratic Party who's lied to you and destroyed your communities and your families and your children and your economy, they get you to vote for them for how many years? I think it's time we start thinking differently. Like, it's about time. And again, I'm not here to be a politician. That's not my primary call. But I'll tell you something. You may not want to vote for Republicans at a large scope either, because there's a lot of corruption there as well. But if you're going to tell me the Democrats are better than the Republicans, while most Democratic-run cities are in a worse condition than ever before, there is obviously something wrong with that thinking.
Well, I mean, let's look at the facts. The first Republicans to have a black congressman, Republicans.
Exactly. Not Democrats.
The first party to free the slaves were Republicans. The first party to go to war to free the slaves were Republicans. Granted, the Democrats did the civil liberties bill, but they used that as a tool to enslave black people in a mental plantation, as LBJ put it.
We get these Negroes to vote for us for
decades.
And that's turned out to be true.
So
psychological warfare.
Which party is the party of racism? Which party is the one for black folk?
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Which party wants you to become government dependent? Right?
Exactly. Which one hands out more to black people and wants you to be their baby daddy?
Absolutely. Replace your fathers in the home. And black communities are hurting because their fathers are gone, and our children are acting up, and the youth are joining gangs, and they are hurting black families as a result. Which party did that to you? The Democratic Party did that to you.
Which ones installed redlining and all this other stuff?
Which hurting black communities?
Wasn't Republicans. I tell you that.
And I'm not saying Republicans are sinless. There were Republicans who supported things that do not benefit the country as a whole, even black families. We understand that. But if you're going to look at policies and history and who has done more damage to black communities, it is the Democratic Party.
Not to mention the fact that the Democratic Party was solely started by a KKK member.
And the Republican Party started in order to push back against the KKK and to give black communities a voice in politics.
So
interesting history too.
Just putting it out there, I mean, you might want to think about rethink your structure on some of this stuff and actually look into some of the history behind the parties.
Yeah.